Hello everyone, TMMgamer here, and today I have the pleasure of bringing you another one of my videos. Now today's video is going to be a response video to some of the comments left in the video I did on Friday, which was about AdBlock and why it's a bad thing for YouTube. Because I did that video and I received several comments in the comment section I want to reply to. Some of them are just genuine comments, and some of them they actually genuinely made me laugh. So what I wanted to do today is talk you through some of the comments, explain what I'm thinking, explain my reasoning, and try and make this as clear as I possibly can to you. So the first comment is from a guy called MC Jingle, and it goes like this: I have been using AdBlock for Chrome for about 2 years and I won't be disabling it anytime soon. I would disable it if the adverts were small, unobtrusive, silent and skippable. However, 99% of adverts on websites are just horrific and take away from my browsing experience. There is no chance I am disabling AdBlock. The internet has gone too far the other way now, and more people start using it. Now, his comment continues on and makes a few of the points that I'm going to talk about in a second, but for now let's just focus on the first bit. I completely agree with you. The vast majority of pop-up adverts on the internet are exceptionally annoying, and they are obtrusive. They come out, yell at you, they get in the way of your screen. Sometimes it takes a while to close them because they've got that. Are you sure you want to close this? Are you really sure? Are you super sure? I completely agree. I'm not saying disable AdBlock. I'm saying disable it for YouTube, and there's a big difference. The vast majority of YouTube adverts are under 30 seconds, are skippable, and most of the time you don't get an advert. I'd say you probably get one advert every 10 videos that you can't skip. And for me, that could be 5 hours of entertainment you're watching for one unskippable 30-second advert. If you watch TV, every 15 minutes you get an unskippable 5-minute section of adverts. So for me, I don't think it's a big deal at all. Every 10 videos you get one advert you can't skip. When you compare that to TV, or when you go to the cinema to watch a film and before there are 40 minutes of adverts, you begin to see that really that's not a problem whatsoever. But I completely agree with you. The vast majority of adverts on the internet are exceptionally annoying, so keep AdBlock up for them. I do it. I genuinely do. I hate pop-up adverts. They're really annoying. But whenever I come on YouTube, I do genuinely disable AdBlock. So that's the first bit of his comment. Now let's move on to the second one. YouTube is not and never was a sustainable way to make a living. It is YouTube. The only people who will make a living are people like SXE Phil, and I'm sorry if I've pronounced that wrong, I don't recognise that name, and there is no chance they'll be doing the same thing in 10 years' time. What I'd like to say to this is, if you did a straw poll of everyone in work in the world at the moment, I'd go as far to say that probably 70% of them won't be doing the same job in 10 years. Just because you're not going to be doing the same job for the rest of your life doesn't make it a unsustainable way of making a living. Not at all. If you go and do a job for 3 years and then move on, like the vast majority of people do, why is that a problem? If you can come in to YouTube and make money for a year, 2 years, 5 years, however long it is, and then you move on to something else, that shouldn't take away from making money from YouTube. In fact, that should encourage people to do it, that you don't have to spend all day uploading videos for the rest of your life, that you can move on to other career paths. So for me, I don't take that criticism of YouTube at all. The vast majority of people will do tens of jobs in their lifetime, tens and tens and tens, and the chances are they won't do too many of them for more than 3 or 4 years. So even if you only do YouTube for 3 or 4 years, I've already been doing it for 3 years. I've been getting paid for that for about 4 months, and it's a tiny fraction of the money. I could not live off the amount of money I make on YouTube, but that doesn't take away from it. I could still do it in 3 years' time and make enough money to live, and then I could get bored of it and move on, like a lot of people do. So for me, I disagree with that part of the comment. You also say that it's not a sustainable way to make a living in general, and I just want to respond to that. I disagree with that, and the reason why I disagree with that is because there are examples now of people who are making a living off it. Hundreds of them, thousands of people make a living off YouTube, thousands. It's not for people out there to talk and say, this is not a proper job, or this is not a way for you to make a living. If you have something which brings in a paycheck, which pays the bills, and pays for you to go out with your friends, and pays for your food, that's a proper job. Who am I to say you can't work in that sector? You can't make money off that. That's not for me to decide. If you go out and make money off YouTube, fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. Good luck to you. You know, it's not for other people to tell you how you can and can't make money, and that's always something that I find very, very strange. You know, people are always very, very quick to pass judgment on the way people make money, and I completely disagree with that. You know, if you find a niche that makes you money and you're happy doing it, all power to you. Have a great time. You know, so I disagree with that second part of the comment, but the first bit I completely agree. You know, adverts are very, very annoying on some websites. Use AdBlock all the time, but when you come onto YouTube, disable it. So that's Mr. Jingle's comment, MC Jingle's comment, sorry. Let's move on to another comment from David Fryer. And David Fryer says, if people are only making videos for money, they are doing it for the wrong reason in the first place. You should do it because you enjoy it. And David, broadly, I completely agree with you. You know, I do YouTube because I genuinely enjoy it. You know, like I've mentioned before, I don't make enough money to make a living off it. And for the previous 2.5 years I've been doing this channel, I didn't make a single penny, not one penny. But I did it because I enjoyed it. But what I'm saying is, if you want high quality content, you have to reward people from doing it, because the only way I could maintain this channel was because I was at university. You know, I had some free time, and now I'm working a part-time job and I have some free time. If you want top range, high quality entertainment on YouTube, you have to reward and pay people for doing it. It's exactly the same in every other walk of life. If you want a top quality lawyer, you have to pay him to do it. If you want a top quality cleaner, you have to pay him to do it. It doesn't matter what profession you're in, you cannot expect people to do stuff for free. It's just not the way the world works. You know, you cannot expect people to spend huge amounts of their time for no payment. You know, if you want that top quality, you have to expect people to get a living out of it, or at least be rewarded in some way for it. You know, and part of that reward undoubtedly is enjoyment. You know, if you look at every single big YouTuber out there, I'd say 99.9% of them enjoy what they're doing. You can very, very easily tell if someone does not enjoy YouTube because they don't keep it up. They quit. If you look at the channels with sustainability, you look at the people like Total Biscuit, you look at Jesse Cox, you look at XCal, you look at KSI, you look at any of those guys, they clearly do enjoy it. But there's, you know, enjoyment can only take you so far. You know, I enjoy going to watch football. I enjoy talking about football, but that doesn't bring any money in for me, so I can only do that in a certain amount of time. You know, I have to go and work and etc, etc. So I completely agree. You should only do YouTube if you enjoy it, but just because you enjoy something doesn't mean that you shouldn't be paid for it. You know, if you want that high quality entertainment, you have to have an expectation, or you have to understand that people deserve to be paid for producing high quality. So that's that comment done. Let's move on now to the next comment, and this next comment is by Flopski, and it has a little bit of strong language in, so I'm going to try and bleep some of that out. But he goes, "Oh wow, just after I got asked-thinged by Google Plus, Mr. Sheckelstein, and I have no idea who that is, starts complaining about revenues. Too bad you won't make money by playing FIFA or other games and talking. Welcome to reality. I will never ever unblock any of that spam." Now, I wanted to talk about this because the thing that, you know, stood out immediately to me in this comment was welcome to reality. And this links into another, you know, bit of conversation that I was having before. You know, I'm living pretty firmly in reality here. I don't make enough money off YouTube to live. I've explained this hundreds of times before. I am working another job. I'm looking for work. You know, I am very, very firmly in reality. I've spent the last 3 years of my life getting a top quality university degree at a Russell's Group University, which is the top 20 universities in the United Kingdom. That's what the Russell's Group's called. So I'm very, very firmly in reality. If you look at reality, you have, like I mentioned earlier, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people making a living off YouTube. I think, you know, this is again mentioning the point of people passing judgment on ways to make money. It is not your position to tell people how they can live their life and how they can make money. You know, I don't go out and say you can't be a stockbroker because I don't think that's a good job. You know, not at all. You know, it is completely up to the individual to take their life, you know, and make their own life decisions and take whatever paths they want. So, you know, for me, I cannot disagree with that comment more strongly. You know, it is completely up to the individual how they can make a living. And if you get some people making a living off YouTube, which, if you haven't noticed, you do, thousands of them, you know, that's a brilliant thing. And they should not be talked down of or thought less of, because it is a very, very hard thing to get a YouTube channel to be massively successful. If it wasn't, everyone would do it, but the fact that not everyone does it just shows how tough it is. So I reject that comment completely. You know, I'm pretty firmly rooted in reality. I understand that YouTube probably isn't going to blow up for me, but look, linked in with the David Fryer comment earlier, you know, I do this because I enjoy it, and yeah, it makes me a little bit of pocket money on the side, which pays for a night out every now and again, or pays for a new game, which is fantastic. But I do this because I enjoy it, and there is a chance that it might blow up and it could turn into a career for me, or certainly a job which gets me through a couple of years. And you know, that is very firmly rooted in reality. I think, you know, having a dream and having, you know, something that you want to do does not mean you're away with the fairies. Quite the opposite, in fact. I think having a dream is very, very important to, you know, achieving your life goals. You know, if you want something and you're prepared to work for it, that's a great driving and motivating factor for you. It encourages you to get out of bed in the morning. If you're just an apathetic mess who goes, oh, you know, I'm not going to make this isn't going to work, oh, you know, you're very, very going to quickly spiral into depression, and, you know, that is not something I want to do at all. So you can be very, very rooted in reality and still have dreams and aspirations, and that's, you know, what I think I do. So that's that comment talked about. Let's talk to a new comment by Jay Randall, and this comment actually made me laugh, properly, heartily, in real life laugh. Jay Randall said, bet he's been paid, and he spelled paid wrong, he spelled it P-A-Y-E-D, bet he's been paid to make this specific video as well. I laughed fairly hard at this because, you know, I have a very, very small channel in the grand scheme of YouTube. I have about 10,000 subscribers. I've just recently passed 1.5 million views. There is not a chance in hell that I have been paid to make this video. And this comment actually made me question humanity a little bit, because this comment, you know, it suggests that people cannot have opinions and viewpoints without a financial motivation for them, and I completely disagree with this. You know, I've mentioned before, I mentioned in the video, and I mentioned earlier, you know, YouTube for me has been a source of free, high quality entertainment for years. I have been watching YouTube since, you know, COD 4. You know, COD 4 was really the Kickstarter for me in a lot of ways. It kickstarted me into Call of Duty, obviously, it kickstarted me onto YouTube, and it kickstarted the idea of me wanting to do a channel. So without Call of Duty, I don't think I'd be here today. You know, I went online and I saw Hutch making his first videos back when, you know, YouTube wasn't monetized whatsoever. I saw CNNers making early videos. I saw Wings of Redemption, XCal. You know, all of these guys start out and move forward. And I've seen YouTube grow and grow and grow into what it is today, into a absolutely huge site with billions of hours of quality entertainment. You know, I don't think billions is an overestimation whatsoever. You've got years of quality entertainment there. I absolutely love YouTube. Even, you know, today, in the last 7 days, I've watched videos from Total Biscuit, XCal, Jesse Cox. I've watched FIFA videos, I've watched Dota 2 videos, I've watched Call of Duty videos, I've watched, you know, Sark and CNNers play a golf game on their flight over the Atlantic. You know, and I've done this all for free. I've watched hours of entertainment that's informed me and made me laugh and taught me new things and, you know, expanded my horizons, and I've done it all for free. And I do not want to see that compromised, because, you know, I've gained so much from YouTube and I don't want to see that threatened. So I uploaded that video because I genuinely, passionately believe what I was saying. People do not have to be paid to have an opinion, and if you think that, that is so sad, and I feel so sorry for you. You know, if you don't believe in something strongly enough to express your opinion without financial motivation, that's just a sorry state of affairs. It really, really is. And I wanted to strongly and irrefutably refute that. It's just flat out wrong. If you think I've been paid to make this video, you are pants on head mental. That's what you are. I am, you know, I'm such a small channel. Who would pay me money to make a video? Who's going to see it? You know, I average less than 1,000 views on a video a day. You know, if I upload a new video and it gets to 700 views in the first day, I'm pleased. Who's going to pay me money for that, a tiny audience, when you've got a channel like PewDiePie, who gets millions of views a day? Why would they pay me and not him to make a video? You know, this comment was just so ridiculous to me on so many levels. I had to respond to this in voice and in person, just to smash that comment into the ground on every level. And I just hope you guys thoroughly understand how ridiculous that comment is. It really, really is. And it genuinely did make me laugh. It actually made me laugh just because of how ridiculous it is. So that's that comment irrefutably crushed. Let's move on to my final comment that I wanted to talk about. And I think it's from Hammett1234. And again, I think that's Hammett. Sorry, the screen resolution's pretty tiny on this, so just trying to plow on through. And he says, I'm pretty sure Google can just ban AdBlock if it goes that far. The problem is, if it does go to a point where AdBlock has threatened YouTube, which, it's at that point now, but if it goes even further, it might be too late. A ban of it might be too late. And how would you enforce the ban anyway? It's going to be very, very difficult to do that. And I think, by that stage it'd be too late. We're already seeing channels being put under threat due to AdBlock. And, the one that was mentioned in the comments that I have talked about already in this video is Excalisaur's, He had his contract changed by Machinima, and now he's moved on to another partnership. And I can't remember the name of his other partner off the top of my head. But he did that due to a decline in monetized views that he received because of AdBlock. His channel is still really successful. It's still very, very funny. He's still incredible at video games. He's genuinely fantastic at pretty much every video game he plays, and I thoroughly enjoy watching him because of that. And he's witty, he's knowledgeable, he's got loads of pop culture references. He's just a great guy to watch. And his channel has gone down, not because of his content, but because of AdBlock. And we're at a situation now where if the current trend continues, we can see more and more and more and more channels being put under threat. And it will get to a stage where we lose so many talented people from YouTube because of this. And a blanket ban, it probably isn't going to be workable, but even if it is, I think it would come too late. And that's why I did that video now. Every single person coming to YouTube has the power to decide how it is formulated and how it shapes itself, because YouTube is a completely public driven entertainment medium. Everything, well, I'd say 95% of it on here, of the entertainment on here, is driven by individuals. So not, you do get like music videos and all that, but the vast majority of it is individually created. And every single thing viewed on here is viewed by a person who goes on and has a look at something and likes it or favourites it because they enjoyed it. It is a provider of entertainment that is very, very unique in the world, in that pretty much from start to finish it is controlled by individual members of the public. And I don't want to see that threatened by a program. I don't want to see YouTube go to subscription based. I don't want to see that for the reasons why I've explained over these two videos. I thoroughly enjoy YouTube as it is at the moment, and I would be devastated if it got changed, because it would just, I don't want to see a person in my position like I was 5-6 years ago when I came onto YouTube for the first time and experienced so much and learnt so much and enjoyed so much, all for free. In 10 years time, I don't want to see someone being forced to pay to have that same level of enjoyment, because not everyone can pay. If you're a 12-year-old kid who comes onto YouTube to check out a game and it says, right, you have to subscribe to this channel for $6.99 a month, is he going to be able to do that? No, of course he isn't. And I don't want to see entertainment being taken away from people, due to greed. And that's why I've done these videos, and that's why I've done this video today, clearing up these comments. This is something that I do genuinely passionately believe about. I have not been paid to say this. I make such a tiny fraction of money on YouTube that even if every single one of you disabled AdBlock, I'd probably make a penny more. It wouldn't affect me at all. I have this opinion because I love YouTube as it is, and I don't want to see it change. So if you want to take that in a cynical way, that's fine. You can do that. That whatever you want to do, do it. But I wanted to upload this video to show people what the future may hold if things don't change. And you may nitpick over the details or whatever, but I don't mind, because I wanted to get this out to hopefully inform people. And if I've informed one person, then it's worth it. because it's, you know, exactly what YouTube should be there for. YouTube should be there to provide people free information and free entertainment. And the second that model is threatened or changed, every single one of us should stand up for it. Because a YouTube where you have to pay for the entertainment and the information you get would be a very, very, very sad thing. So guys, thank you so much for listening. I really hope you've enjoyed this. I've enjoyed talking about it, and I know it's been another long video, but I hope you appreciate it. So guys, once again, thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a great day.